Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the weekly Steelchair. How is everybody live tonight? Better question. How's everyone's week been? Has it been a good one? Let me hear you. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you are all here for a fun show. I know I certainly am. Because we have a lot to get through tonight. Or better yet, we've got so much to get through in so little time. Actually, I'm going to do one little thing. 2 seconds. I'm going to add something to the show, which I think is extra special. That's shocking. 1 second. God almighty. It is taking the absolute piss. Alright, Billy. Yeah, I've seen that. It's fucking hilarious. That's what it is. It's nice to see the fools get beat. And in the funniest way. That's what I want to see. Now, everyone's like, oh, Reece, you need to get a better setup. You need to have a better look. These are technically true. So I thought about that. And I decided, okay. Maybe people should stop talking about a quadruple and just talk about winning trophies. Maybe it's just me. I mean, they're a circle jerk. No, it doesn't really. Because they're still competing for the top trophies. I'm just God. I'm just a god around here. They're still unfortunately in the two competitions that matter most, and they're in the cup final. Unfortunately, they could still win 3 trophies. I'm a god amongst men. Plain and simple. Unfortunately, they'll beat Newcastle. Newcastle don't know how to win trophies. Because Newcastle are shit. What's up to you? And good morning. Where are you from? Ah, California. More Americans. Well, it must be. Because one laptop's here, and the other one's switched off here. Yes, I'm back on the PC. Yeah, that is true. You Americans do. He's a bit mad, but he's do. Yeah. Full speed. Top performance. It's all back. At my fighting power. And we have a show to review. We are over at 7.5 minutes in. We've got a lot to get through, so where's the thumbnail? Where's tonight's thumbnail? I'm just coming at you, Catherine. You can't say you're the best and then get proven not to be. I'm just pointing at a fact, pal. If you claim to be the best, you need to say what you're best at, because it's not education. See, you say that, but if you look at your history and your facts, that's not technically true. And if you want to challenge me on that, I will sit your ass down. I'll tell you what you're the best at, though. Invading countries for their resources that doesn't belong to you. I'm only kidding. I like most Americans. Not all Americans, most Americans. Just don't like your politicians. I'm winning. I'll win anyway. Anyway, we have got a collision to review, but he's not here. Where is Matthew? Where is Graps TV? Is he grappling with Sonya Deville? Is he grappling with Bear Boulder? I wonder where he is. I wouldn't exactly say they're the best either. I mean, just remember that. I wouldn't exactly say they're great. Fortune favors the wicked. Ooh. They're up there, but I think there's a bigger and better. Actually, to be fair, it's not really one to be proud of, but I can top that. America is number one, nothing but love. I see, you can try all that. You can try all that all you want, but this is one of the best and most fun collisions in a long time. I agree with that. I do echo that statement. It's so much better. This show was really good. That's why I'm not dead yet, Fatal Firestar. When I die, then you cannot mourn. Agree to disagree. I thought it was mid. I didn't particularly like it. There's a lot of good things across the globe that's good. There's a lot of good things from the US. There's some decent things from England, just not Billy. I'm only kidding, Billy. I love Billy. Billy's my guy. But there's certainly some great things. And it's all fun and games. But I have one banner for all of you tonight. So I'm just going to put it up on screen, and I just want you guys to just tell me your thoughts before we even get into this show. If you think it was awful, tell me why. If you think it was great, I'd love to hear it. But I absolutely want to hear your general thoughts on last night's Collision. I think I've met a lot of English people who love America more than Americans. Yeah, it's a strange dynamic. Very strange. Yeah. So did I. So did I. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6 matches to get through. We've got Catherine's favourite in the world to review. Lots of fun. And we've got a fantastic image to show you guys as well that I think is fantastic stuff. I like this as well. I like this straight to the point by Buddy Matthews. He really owned this segment. He really owned Okada. Okada had no response to this. Like, it was really well done. I would not normally advocate for Okada losing, but I would have Buddy Matthews win next week. Have you tried the new AI generator where you can put yourself in and kiss Deonna? Well, it ain't Deonna, it's Scarlett Johansson. It's not Scarlett Johansson, it's Deonna. I'm not telling you what I've done. Yeah, that fuckwit's gone. He's gone. He's a bad apple, unfortunately. don't normally say much about talent, but I will about him. Proper bad apple. Me neither. If he loses on Saturday, I'll be okay with that. I wouldn't be against that at all. He was trying to jeopardize people's run. Like, he tried it, all his opportunity, his best opportunity to stop Brody King and Buddy Matthews from getting a decent run. All because of his bitchiness to leave. He was putting them at risk. Sorry, but I can't have that. He pushes on. He's already done what he was supposed to do with the Continental Classic Championship. He's made it mean something. He can move on now. And that's completely fine with me. Not for much longer. But yes. Catherine, you are treacherous. Thoughts on John Moxley? I think he's a breath of fresh air. The problem with John Moxley is, for how good he is, and there's some elements to him that is actually very good. There's other aspects where he is let down by what he does, and it's not really reflective. I think he's still trying to get this whole Death Riders across, and it's not working. I think there's a different way to come across. I think that's certainly something. But I've got nothing against him. True, he has better promos than Gunther. 100 times better. And if you try to argue that, you're insane. That's because everything I do is authentic. I am authentic to the core. Anyway, speaking of Moxley, it actually does start with him. Should I say it starts with Marina Shafir bullying security guards. She's the scariest woman in pro wrestling. This woman is terrifying. She's got a very meticulous way of handling things. Her approaches. She reminds me of those of individuals who you wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley going home, because she looked like she would genuinely beat the shit out of you. You know what I mean? Like, she has that intimidating presence that would be quite frightening. So I think that's something that really strikes true. Moxley, of course, reiterates to Adam Copeland in a very short but direct promo that he is not getting a title shot because he doesn't like him, which is, again, that's not a valid reason to deny someone a title shot. Although he does say he doesn't understand AEW and all that, fair enough, but to say you don't like someone's the reason you're not giving them a title shot is a bit It's not as effective as it used to be. As a reason, like Gunther's the same. Ironically, like he does this with his world title matches. He dubs someone not good enough to go up against him. I don't think it's as strong as it used to be 10 years ago, where you could say that to someone. And yeah, 100%. Marina Shafir is extremely sinister. And when is she going to become AEW Women's Champion? Never. Never. We have a very weird start to the show in terms of matches. So the show does start with a triple threat trios tag team match between the Undisputed Kingdom, Shane Taylor Promotions, and Three Gimps. That's what I'm calling them. The Undisputed Kingdom, Three Gimps, and STP. Could you imagine a feud between Marina and Megan Bayne? No, I can't, because they're not going to put her across from Marina. As much as I would like that, it's not going to happen. Like I don't see Marina even going for titles, whereas Megan Bayne, I do. Ugh, no. He's got no redeeming qualities. He's absolutely crap. Anyway, the Undisputed Kingdom come out first. Shane Taylor Promotions then follow suit, and then it's the Three Gimps. The match starts with Taylor and Roddy in the ring. It's back and forth brawl, completely fine by me. I actually like the dynamic of these two. We then get a double clothesline from Kyle O'Reilly and Roddy, and then we push through, and again it's just chaos like all across until we get to the end. We get the atypical one knee strike, one sweep, one super kick combination, which is fine. Matt Menard tries to be he tries too much again. Like he kind of lets himself down a little bit. But I do like that each team gets tag team offense in, besides their own individual movesets. We do get some tag team offense, which is good. And then, of course, we get the win by Undisputed Kingdom. We then get a segment where, post-match segment of the Trios Tag Team Champions, the Death Riders, attack everybody before they're fended off. I don't think a lot of people are going to like this, but it's time to retire the Trios Tag Team titles. I think it's time that they retire these championships. No. It was okay. It would have been a lot better if the Three Gimps weren't in it. The only annoying thing with Matt Menard is he's actually over with the crowd. Like, he's over with the crowd, even though he doesn't work a lot of matches, but he does try. Parker being back in action is good as well, and I think Bravo and Dean have got a fun dynamic about them. Yeah, well, I know which one I was on. I never wanted trios tag team titles. He's better at McDonald's. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have the coolest luchador in AEW, Bandido, versus a local competitor. But I must say, Bleacher Report, this is really cool from Bleacher Report. I really like this. This is so clever. No, he's not. Not a chance. Nah, I'm sorry. Commander isn't even in Bandido's league. No, local competitor is what we call Sami Zayn. It's just fun to say about Brian Keefe. But yeah, I really like this old-fashioned gunslinger poster with the bandit, the sheriff. Like, it's actually really well done. Obviously, he's the bad apple, not the sheriff, but he comes in looking like a sheriff. Bandito comes in like a bandit. I just fucking love the way that they present it. I think it's a very good match, this. I like the fact that you also get... There's a bounty on the head of Bandido in this match by Chris Jericho, because obviously Bandido's a former Ring of Honor World Champion. One of the better ones. And it's just really funny how you get an aggressive back and forth, but then you get both men who stand back to back. You get both men standing back to back, and they do 10-yard paces to opposing turnbuckles, and they run at each other and hit bicycle knees, like single-legged knee strikes to each other, and they knock themselves out. Like, not gonna lie, I really find that enjoyable. Like, that's crafty. Like, not gonna lie, I would actually like to see that in WWE. Not these two specifically, but I would like to see... Who's got a good drop kicking? AJ Styles. Yeah, I would actually like to see what, like, AJ Styles versus, like, I don't know, maybe one of the machine guns in like a throwback match, or anyone with AJ Styles that can do a drop kick and just have a drop kick gun show off. You know what I mean? Like a duel of drop kicks. It's just so much better than super kicks. Like, it has more fun. The graphics for AEW's been doing for matches has been off the chain. Oh, they would, but I just like seeing it across the board. The dropkick was lit, I agree. Okada's the best standing dropkick in wrestling. I think it's between him and Styles. I think those two are the best at it by a mile. I don't think anyone comes to their level. Like, it's always precise. It's always right to the chin, and you can actually see the impact. It's really well done. I, for one, really like it. I think this is the best match on the show for me. Bandido versus Brian Keefe is the best match on Collision by a mile. I think it's It's actually presentation wise, it's right up there. It's so well done. I'm actually going to go on a limb and say this is up there for my match of the week from TV matches. Like, I haven't seen a lot of great matches this week. This is up there. It's probably the best singles match of the week. I would say the best tag match was probably the Hardys and Leon Slater versus the System. But I think this is the best TV match overall of the week. I really, really like this match. To be fair, Okada, Styles, they're my two of my favourites anyway. I'm not saying no to them over a dropkick. Bret Hart used to do an amazing dropkick as well, to be fair. I'm so tired. So am I. I blame the fucking Usos. And that idiot family. This is the first No, you're fine. You can go. You can jump ahead if you want. I do think the main event was good. I really do. I don't disagree in the slightest. I thought the main event was good. I just really prefer this one. I thought this was the best match for me. But if you think the main event was the best match, that's completely fine. I'm completely fine to agree on that. It used to mean something. Now it's a disgrace. That is, and it's honestly it's more ruined than a DDT. Nah, fuck the two of them. Yeah. If you give them a chance with the right opponent, so I said Bandito's excellent. This is Bandito's first match in AEW in 643 days. So I am glad that he is here for this. I also like the fact they do reiterate that he hasn't been there because of COVID, etc. That's what stopped him some time ago. And obviously, he's been doing other things. He hasn't been around. So I really do like that. It was nice. I do have one criticism, of course. Like this does go against him in a little way, but it's because he's not been seen a long time, and timing is important. When he was walking the ropes, it was a little bit sketchy. It's a little bit sketchy in that way. I don't think so. He would have already been on TV if he hadn't got. He was on TV recently. Like, not exactly essentially TV, but he was on Ring of Honor's TV not that long ago during the Hammerstein shows. But he did get a concussion, so he was ruled out. So he's not been purely because of a concussion. It's nothing to do with Penta. It's nothing to do with Penta. I say that with stern reaffirmation. It's nothing to do with Penta. I would say Hologram is, but not Bandito. Not Bandito. We then get, following this, straight into another. It's a quick squash, but it's Les Facción Ignorable, which again LFI. Straight up squash. Rush goes absolutely psycho. He elbows a referee in the face. I'm all for it. Can we just attack? Can we keep attacking referees, including football ones? Like, get them stuck in as well. Dustin Rhodes is out next. He has a squash match. He has a promo. Let's be real. The promo, it's okay. 100% needs to be his last year. Like, he needs to retire at the end of the year. Like, they need to, like, mention Dustin's been in it since day one. I'm not saying this to slander the guy. I'm not going to slander a legend or a veteran. I'm not going to do that. But what I'm going to say is it's time for Dustin to step off and become like a coach for AEW talent and just let some younger talent get a space and get a spot and try and establish themselves. Same thing at the end of the year for Jeff Jarrett. I've got no issue with having veterans around, but you need to start building young talent specifically for the future and let them run with it and just see where it goes. Just see where it goes. I think, to be fair, this is not just an AEW thing. To be fair, TNA have got some young talents, but they stick to some veterans, but maybe because it's safer. WWE are essentially the same. Have a bit of a risk. Invest in it. What have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? I need to praise a woman, though. And don't worry, Catherine, it's not your favourite. But I'm going to praise a woman that's on the thumbnail. Genuinely, what a woman. Harley Cameron, what a woman. Here's something genuine, and this is not to cause a riot, this is not to cause a problem. This is just a simple fact. I'm not saying this is to troll her. I'm saying this purely in the slightest. This whole segment, Harley's halftime concert, which, let's be real, halftime shows in pro wrestling's been going on for a long time, but this is the second concert we get in the space of 2 days. It just seems mad that you've got two separate promotions doing concerts this week for two talents. I just find it mad. But in this segment alone, Harley Cameron completely, unequivocally, malevolently destroys Mercedes Moné on the mic. Both physically and mentally. Mercedes got sent to the Shadow Realm. Now, I, for one, love the fact that, see, this is the thing. I know I'm being a little bit critical there, saying, "Oh, but it's another concert." It's another concert this week. But they've actually lived up to their purpose. They've lived to their purpose. And the purpose was simple. For TNA Impact, Joe Hendry used a concert to build to his next world title defense. World title match is booked for next week. Harley Cameron does a performance to entertain the crowd as well, but it's to set up a title match. Title match booked for next Saturday. But not only that, she has the crowd firmly in the palm of her hand, at the tip of her fingers. This is a woman with very limited wrestling experience, but she's so well done for timing. It needs to be praised. Now, this is not one of those picking one company over the other, performance and all that, limited experience. No, it's nothing to do with that. It's an individual talent who needs to be praised for trying their absolute hardest to get over. Because let's be real, wrestling fans are morons. Or they claim to be the smartest fans in the world. Most of them can't even smell. Well, I was going to say smell, but most of them don't wash. But most wrestling fans can't spell the word smarter because they're absolute dumbasses. But the ones that are smart, that are glued in, they like someone like Harley Cameron. She's really good. And I actually think as well, when you look at her, she's got a very. She does have a basic look. I don't think anyone can dispute that. Bar augmentation, which a lot of talent has, and you've got to be able to work with it. If not, you're going to get found out or you're going to struggle. But if you've got a different way of getting over, you make it count. You absolutely make it count. Harley Cameron does that with her musical ability and her musical talent. And I actually like that. It's the same with. He's not in WWE now, he's in Ring of Honor. But I liked what Elias did with WWE. It was well done. I liked the musical drama that he produced. The performance was strong. It was refreshing. The problem is they made him too unserious. They made him too much of a joke that you couldn't get behind more. And then they tell him to shave his beard off, start wearing trunks, and think he's Rick the Body Martel. You see the problem? You can't drop the ball with these guys because they are genuinely so good. So I would like to see the enjoyment of that. Uh-huh. He does. He does have a gimmick in his guitar. But what did I tell you about the difference about it? The whole difference is the violent side. It's not a laugh and a joke while singing songs anymore. That's annoyingly what WWE should have done with him. It would have been fun. Singing a song, 2 seconds later, smash the guitar over someone's face, wrestle good matches, be taken seriously. But no, they fed him to the worst wolves. It's a shame because I really like him. I haven't got a clue where he is now. I actually cannot remember where he is now. Speaking of which, where is Rick Books nowadays? I actually liked Rick Books, to be fair, until he banded about. But I liked his musical gimmick. Like, the guy was naturally over. He got over himself. And I just like the fact that he looked like he tried the Freddie Mercury look and it just worked so well. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's in bodybuilding, but I wanted to have a look at something. Let's see. Nah, he's not even in the news for anything. Welcome, Jared. What's this group on? Movies, sports, wrestling, old and new. Well, I certainly talk that stuff, but where is this from? Welcome to the stream as well, Jared. Anyway, enough about rig boogs. I was actually watching his SmackDown live debut the other day, actually, just because I really liked the guitar solo. So back to the action. So Harley Cameron is I am the admin. We would love all your videos you've done into our group. As in, share my content or I give you my content? What do we think, chat? I'm gonna need something tangible. I need to know where this is from because my content means the world to me. So is my channel. Everything means the world to me. I'm gonna make it fun. I'm gonna pull this. And who sent that laugh reaction? Anyway, long story short, Harley Cameron gets her title wish and then she. Wait a minute. Wait, don't boot yet. Don't boot yet. Not yet. Wait and see if they say anything else first. But Catherine and Billy, you run the chat as you see fit. I mean, I could technically kick it as well, but I want to see what's going on. I'll let you guys run the chat. Anyway, Harley Cameron does throat smack Mercedes Moné with a mic, unequivocally drops the ball. Absolutely excellent work by the challenger, the Australian challenger. She'll get the title match in her home city next week. Long story short, she's going to lose. But I just thought it was really funny. Like, I really thought it was funny. Unfortunately, now it's part of the show where Catherine gets upset. Sorry, Catherine. I mean, I like half of this picture. I mean, in retrospect, it does work. Like, in that reality, it does work. Like, they're both musical performers. The only thing is, though, is I think Elijah now is going to be more for the Gates of Acne. He's just going to cause violence. And they're just going to tear people up whilst he is playing along. I think it'll be a pro-type version of that. But yes, so Catherine hates this woman. Whereas I really like Penelope Ford. That is okay. Cunta Rosa is going to get her ass kicked by Bane. Yeah, that whole segment, backstage segment, Megan Bane is just randomly walking. They're just casually walking backstage, and then Thunder Rosa appears and she tries to say hello, and a feud starts because of that. I don't know. No, I don't disagree with you. I'm trying to find a way that they could make it work because I like them as a tag team. They all have the same look, so you don't have to mix them up. It's right there, but I'm not sure what the. I'm just not sure what the end goal is. It's just weird. Rosa equals buried because TK is kissing Money's backside. Just anyone who picks up TK just asks Mosh, just asks Jericho, the ass clown, and the learning turds, aka. Yes, no, true. To be fair, losing to Megan Bayne is fine because Megan Bayne's a genuinely good talent. But even in this one, I'm not sure what you get from unless you use Thunder Rosa as the first major opponent for Megan Bayne in singles action to elevate her, then it's certainly possible. She can't get fired though. Well, Athena's still doing the Ring of Honor stuff. Camille, no idea what happened with Camille. I honestly don't know. Like, I think when you look at it, I think there must have been an issue behind the scenes, and it's why they've not done anything with Camille. There was some backstage heat. I hope that's not the case because I think Camille's an exceptional talent. They put her with the wrong person, in my opinion. Anyway, I think she should have just came in and just won titles because that's what Camille did in NWA. It made more sense. But I don't know. I think it was a bad call. Anyway, I wasn't a fan of the partnership to begin with. I initially had when she was signed to AEW, my initial thing was Camille's the one that attacked like when Mercedes got attacked. I had her or Britt Baker to do it. Obviously, Britt Baker's now on the cusp of being booted out, which is the right call anyway. But Camille for that element was right there. It would have been so much better television. But they never done it anyway. I think it's time for Nigel to go spank his money to Mama Wayne money and ES, and especially that little blonde bimbo Mariah who'll be thrown like a bad piece of hamburger by Timeless Tony. Damn. First of all, Nigel will probably just want to get his hands on Mariah. Second of all, Mama Wayne. I agree. To be honest, I think Christian Cage needs to drop those two and just stick with Kip Sapien. As for Mariah, yeah, Toni Storm will beat the piss out of her in Australia. She might not win. I'd be surprised if there's a curve and she doesn't win the title against Mariah, but she's definitely going to get her heat kicked in, 100%. I don't foresee a reality where either of those doesn't happen. Mariah's in the same problem as Tiffany Stratton. Mariah has literally the exact same problem that I've criticized for quite some time. Obviously, for Tiffany Stratton, further elements to her because she's the champion, but it's further encapsulated since she became champion. But she's not a Tiffany Stratton blonde wannabe, though. I agree with giving the belt back, but she's not a Tiffany Stratton wannabe. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. I would just hand them steel chairs and watch. The reason why she's not a Tiffany Stratton wannabe is because she debuted far earlier than Stratton. She's always been blonde. She's had the same gimmicks in Stardom. Tiffany Stratton's more good. The problem as well is the actual problem with her though, and Tiffany Stratton's got the same issue. They have the same promos in terms of strength, but they really let them down with the delivery. That's why they need to move the titles on. And for the love of God, gross set of balls, the biggest ass hat of them all, Don. Yep. He has everyone blown with him. His fam, Archer, Davis, Fletcher, need I say more? I think when you look at it, the Don Callis family works. The Don Callis family works in that way. Weirdly enough, we missed a trick. A lot of people are saying either weirdly Kenny Omega could be behind the Death Riders, or it could be no idea why people want to assume this, but Shane McMahon. I think the mad thing is you could make Don Callis abandon the family and make him be the man who's behind the Death Riders. Manager maybe, but Grace heel, I think there's someone else who's slightly ahead of him. Yeah, I do agree with this though. Marina Shafir does defend him a lot, but I wouldn't say it's useful when he could certainly do more for himself. I do agree with that. I knew it was never going to happen. I said it stand fast, he was never going to be there. I never believed in the slightest that Shane McMahon was going to show up. And he wouldn't have added anything. Like, he wouldn't have added any value. Like, I'm actually confident that you would have got no value from Shane McMahon going to AEW. Like, what does he bring? Besides a name. Like, he doesn't improve the product. Do you think this Warner Brothers AEW TV deal has been good compared to WWE and Netflix? Let me ask you, Reece, and everyone the same question. Truthfully, no. If you want me to give you an honest answer, no. Now, I think the deal for AEW is good. Before anyone tries to reaffirm what I'm saying, I think the deal for AEW is essentially good. Where it's not so good is the big gulf in the financial difference. But the reason why that's, in essentiality, why I would not say it's fair to compare It's because I look at the legacy of the two organizations, and I think one makes sense for them now, and the other makes sense over longevity. So WWE's what, 5 or 10 billion pound £10 billion deal makes sense for them because they've got legacy behind them. They've been around since the 1950s. Well, 1950s, 1960s. WWE's been around for a very, very long time. They've evolved with the times, but they have continued to grow and grow and grow business-wise, marketing, international reach, the lot. On a global scale. I'm going to come to that in just a second, Maria, but that's a great question, and thank you for letting me know, Catherine. Whereas AEW is a 6-year company, I think it would be very harsh for anyone to assume that AEW was going to get more than, well, they're getting, what, 325 million or something? I think they could have done more, let's be real. But if, for example, they got a £1 billion or $1 billion deal from Warner Brothers, I would be asking serious questions. Because I love AEW. I dislike sometimes a lot of the creative. I love WWE, but I dislike some creative. But if they had a $1 billion deal, I would be frowning right now because it hasn't been going their way for business recently. You put them in the position they're in now, in the smaller arenas that are selling, the crowds are more engaged, the tendencies are staying stable. You could, over time, ask for more money, and it will be granted. Whereas WWE were instantly going to get a big deal like that because they will continue to just to raise their prices, raise their merch sales, and they'll continue to do that in such a way where it's a drive. And the name has been around for so long, it's going to command that. So to answer your question, do you think this deal has been good compared to WWE and Netflix? The answer is no. In terms of Gulf of finance, but it's good to compare the situations and how one can grow, the other is at its maximum. Theoretically, AEW over time could get more money from Warner Brothers and beyond, and Max, etc. WWE cannot get more money from Netflix. They could be given more they could be given more production benefit. But I think when you look at the amount of money they're making over the course of their deal, they will not get more. And it's not because they don't deserve it, it's because Netflix won't do it. They absolutely won't do it. And I firmly believe that. So you can clip that and send that to WWE fans, you can clip that and send that to David LaGreca, I don't care. Off the topic, but how the hell did Blair Davenport and Electra Lopez get released by Beef, but BFAB still has a job? Honestly, Maria, I don't know. Because BFAB can't talk, she can't wrestle, she can't manage, she has no redeeming quality, she did nothing for the Street Profits, she did nothing for Swerve Strickland and the rest of the Rudy Poo crew. Like, I'm sorry, but BFAB should have been called B Cup a long time ago, and they should have just went with that instead. She's crap. She's awful. Electra Lopez, I didn't see anything in her, but she's got more redeeming quality than BFAB. Blair Davenport, far better talent, far better wrestler than BFAB. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. AEW's potential to have WCW money when they were whipping. Yeah, they do, but they need to live up to that. They really need to live up to that. If they do, they will absolutely get it. I want all these companies to get big ass money and use it to reaffirm their talents, give them better contracts, get the production over the masses, and have great product that all fans can enjoy, but you still appease to your hardcore audience as well. I want that for the benefit. Lark Bark, I fucking love this name. This is so cool. I haven't been happy with the WWE product in a while. Just look at LA Knight, all hype but hope. He was just another flash in the pan. He's not even from LA, which isn't the point. He was lame. He's just a weaker version of his NWA self, except he sells merch. But I do agree. I do agree with you. Probably Catherine. She looks like she's an expert in that field. You're so cruel. Electra Lopez is a massive waste letting go, but Blair Davenport is meh. Come on. Come on, Billy. You're better than this. They said they were in the process of putting Davenport with Chelsea and Piper as a secret service. This would have been cool. I would have called her FBI Casper. TNA has potential to grow it they never grew before. They're putting the money behind them. Not TKO. Anthem are putting the money behind it. They're stepping up to the plate. All they got to do is reaffirm into the talent contracts, give them bigger and better contracts, move on talent to do nothing. Getting rid of PCO was one of the best things they've ever done. An over 50s talent making so much money when he should have been moved on. Going to another company and he shoots by destroying a title because his contract expired. Dude. You're weak. Electra has a combination of beauty and in-ring talent. I think she was getting it. I never really saw enough of it. But I do agree. I don't understand some of these talent releases. Like, they're not making any sense. Oh, hold on. What's this? So, if you remember yesterday on the Triple Threat review show, before we get back to Collision, people were speculating on the length of contract of Kevin Owens. I want to get your guys' opinion on this. Which was signed on at the start of the Royal Rumble. Before we get back to the action, I just want to get your guys' opinions on this. His new contract is another 5-year deal. Additionally, I have a specific little paragraph. I'm going to share my screen as well because these are words taken from Ray Phoenix as well. I mean, I'm a big TNA fan, but there are some parts of TNA that let me down for a while. I'm just glad that they're trying to re-establish themselves. But I mentioned as well about an interview that Ray Phoenix had. So it does ask, will Ray Phoenix ever step in the ring again? There's a possibility that he doesn't. But there's also an importance here that he is still under contract and he is waiting to be used. Make of that what you will. But it's clear that Ray Phoenix is still trying to make up his own mind about what his next steps are. I'm a little bit skeptical, but I think if you're smart, you let him go. Now, it's not because he's terrible. No, far from it. It's because it protects him, and it protects AEW as well. It protects AEW because it lets them get talent back on. It also protects Ray Phoenix from the sense of it could get a whole lot worse for him mentally, that he is in a position where he just doesn't want to be there. Now, if he's waiting to be physically used, that's a good thing as well, because that means he might show commitment to the company. And eventually they might say, well, you know what? Thank you for doing this for us. You know, we'll now let you go. Please go and do what you need to do, or go and do what you want to do. Whereas if you don't, it could backfire. This is not essentially saying, now before anyone comes at me saying, well, that's not Tony Khan being a boss or a good boss. Actually, it is. And it's not in a sense that he's using a talent to get the best out of him and then just sending him completely to the wolves where he's absolutely ruined. No, what he's doing, if he wants to recall Ray Phoenix, use Ray Phoenix in a couple of main event feuds, top feuds in the mid card, you build up talent. You're using Ray Phoenix's experience and his raw energy with the crowd to re-energize it, where it can be helped during a show where the crowd may be a little bit quiet and they need like something to wake them up a little bit. It's not saying the crowd's terrible, but every crowd has this, where they have moments where they're just a little bit faded and they need something to wake them up and energize them. Ray Phoenix would do that. Say 6 months to a year, and then say, you know what? Thank you for this. Now you can go. I would have no problem with that. I don't think anyone would have an issue with that. But if you don't use them and you just stick them around, then you're a fool. The thing is, though, Penta did stay quiet. Conan absolutely didn't, because Conan is a fool. But Penta stayed quiet. That's why Penta was allowed to go. Like, Conan started speaking his mouth. There was a few others that started speaking that really shouldn't have, in the worst way. And then Ray Phoenix did cop on. It's not healthy. This is the worst side to business. You're under contract anyway. Like, this is what I don't understand about professional wrestlers these days. And to be fair, it's what I don't understand about the internet wrestling community. Maybe it's just me because I have a brain and these guys don't. Technically there is, you just don't want to accept it. there's a huge problem with generally with professional wrestling, and there's a major issue with professional wrestling right now, both from talent and the talent and the fan bases themselves are generally a major problem. And the problem is, and I don't know when this mindset changed, but there's always been a place to go. Like, whether they want to admit or not, they've always had a place to go to work. But if you are openly disrespecting your employer or your workplace, whether it be indirect or directly disrespecting, then they have every goddamn right to do the fuck they want with you. This is going to sound incredibly harsh, but if this was me, I was a boss of someone, and they were openly disrespecting me like that, I wouldn't fire them straight away. I would work them to the bone. Humiliate them. I would absolutely humiliate them. And then when they're at their most sorry, like they've actually realized they've made a mistake and they repent for what they've done, there's your P45. Out you go. But if you openly make a mistake and you just apologize there and then, just let you go. Ray Phoenix didn't do that. He made stupid tweets, and then he tweeted himself in a straitjacket, and now he's being punished in the worst way. The funny thing is people like Ray Phoenix. So Tony Khan's one of those people. He likes Ray Phoenix. But he doesn't like people who will take the disrespect them. I absolutely wouldn't like to be like that. I would not want to be openly disrespected like that. If he had just said to me, look, I've done everything I've wanted to do here, I would like to leave, I would let that talent go. But if they openly disrespect me, I'm going to make them feel what that feels like. Shit happens. A lot of people don't like Tony Khan. I can see why, due to his perceived arrogance, frequent online criticism and comparison. Yeah, he is trying to change that, but unfortunately, you can't change that overnight. That's the reality. Then again, we're critical. We should be critical to everybody. Everyone should be critical to everything at some stage, as long as it's critical and it's not bullshit. I agree with this. Actions have consequences, and these are Phoenix's consequences for running off at the mouth on Twitter. Exactly. Notice how he's now tracking back by saying he's now waiting to be used. See, if he had just apologised, he would be let go. Bygones be bygones actually applies in the real world, people. the word sorry actually, when you mean it, will lead to getting you what you want. Fortune favors the wicked, but reality reigns always. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Anyway, after Penelope Big Jugs gets beat by Thunder Rosa does get attacked by Penelope once Megan Bayne comes out. Megan Bayne then does her stand-in face buster that she does. Again, she is a literal goddess. The way she comes across is amazing. Mariah May's in action. She decimates her opponent. Not really somebody worth talking about anyway. It's just a Mariah May exhibition. The opponent is dressed up like Toni Storm. She humiliates her. Out comes Luther, first time since October. And then obviously in the ring, we have Toni Storm, who's replaced the local competitor, and she scares Mariah away, tries to beat the hell out, tries to do the Storm Zero on the steps, and then we get a stand ovation from the fans for Toni Storm as Toni is on the shoulders of Lex Luthor. I love Buddy. They are good from each other. It's good to see they're thriving even though they're so far apart. This week's main event is singles action. It is Kyle Fletcher from the Don Callis family versus Mark Briscoe, the only person to beat during the league format, during the league matches of the Continental Classic. Briscoe's the only one that beat Kyle Fletcher. This is a very violent matchup. There's a spot in the match where Kyle Fletcher on the outside has Briscoe on his shoulders, and he lawn darts him into the post. The impact causes Mark to bleed. He's completely busted open. Better than the podcast. And it's just vicious, but both men go back and forth. We get a couple of finish attempts that are kicked out. Like obviously the J Driller multiple time attempts are ineffective. We get the 2 elbow drops, but then Kyle Fletcher wins with a brainbuster after he hits a low blow with the referee's distraction. It is nice as well that we did get Kyle Fletcher through a table. We did get that. But the brainbuster on the top turnbuckle is excellent. I really do like it. During this whole segment as well, the Don Callis family are destroying jobbers backstage. Tony Schiavone, no idea how he got this wrong, but he refers to Lance Archer as Lance Storm. Really bizarre. Right, it made no sense. Good show. Good show on that one. For me, I have to say that the best segment was Harley Cameron smoking Mercedes Moné completely. Best match for me was Bandido versus Brian Keith, but I do agree with Fernando. This match was excellent. It was really well done, the body press. I really did like it. I was quite surprised by. So I do have some positives, I do have some negatives for Collision, and I am going to come with those because the one thing is I am very fair. There are some things about this show that I really do not like, so I'm going to give it to you now. Number 1, far too many squash matches. For me, you need to cut them out, and I would have had a different ordeal in there. I would have kept maybe 1 or 2 in there. I don't think we needed the if you look at squash matches, I don't think we needed the LFI one. I think the Mariah May one made sense because it adds to their storyline for next week in Grand Slam Australia. I think the I just think you've really let it down. Like I'm just surprised there was a lot of squash matches. Like I'll never really understand that. Dustin Rhodes in another squash match made no sense as well. Like that made no sense. I would have replaced them with another match. Just my personal opinion. Like I would have had Takeshita in action, maybe put him and get him in front of the crowd. But I'm quite surprised. Like it was really let down. Also, I'm actually starting to ask a very sane, like an insane question. But I'm going to do it after I read these comments. Mark versus Fletcher was the best match on Collision in a long time. But that was a very good match indeed. I really liked that. But I think you also mean like Mark versus Osprey as well on Dynamite. Yes, one squash match per show is plenty, 100%. Maria says, agree 100%. I spent too much time asking myself, who the hell is this jobber? Exactly. Yo, Matt, good seeing you. Obviously, Lark Barks thanking Kath for the suggestion of Kobe on TV. Yes, of course, everybody in the chat have already made clear of it. Do check these guys out if you get a chance. And if you don't, suck an egg. I'm looking. It's for you guys if that's what you like or what you don't like. I would have taken out the LFI match and I would have taken out the Dustin Rhodes squash matches and I would have replaced them with either another match or I would have like with Takeshita or something like that, or I would have gave more time to the Buddy Matthews segment with Okada. I would have gave that more. I think they didn't get enough time, personally. And I agree with you, Fernando. I completely agree with that statement as well. Collision is becoming can't miss. I think they need to look at the day for Collision though, but Collision it's fast becoming better than before. Like the last 4 Collision shows have been strong. We could have got rid of one of the squash matches and put no, absolutely not. No. No. I know. I don't know when she's going to appear on main television, but it needs to hurry up fast, otherwise she will get bored. I do have a weird question. Because I haven't seen him in a very long time. Now, I'm not trolling. I'm being serious. This is just weird. She needs to, but that's so far away. I would do it after Double or Nothing or Revolution. Like, she's got nothing left to achieve in Ring of Honor. She's already got the record, like the most longest reign of any title. But yeah, where is this weirdo? Oh yeah. It's just mad that he hasn't been since. Oh, I haven't got that ability to jinx for this. But the reason why I ask, right? The reason why I ask is because he got the main event at the end of the year. He got the main event at the end of the year, but he hasn't really been produced for anything since. It could well be that he is injured. If you were TK, would you say Gallows and Anderson? Yes. Or even if you don't sign both, you sign one. I would have Carl Anderson signed in a heartbeat. I'd actually have Carl Anderson win all the mid-card championships. Like, because they are that good. They can't. Jesus Christ. what happens when you're in a partnership. You won't see ex-WWE talent going to TNA straight away now. I think they're still a phenomenal tag team, underused tag team. But I don't think Alice Anderson go to TNA. For me, it's either you go to AEW and you absolutely destroy the tag team scene and take the titles, or you go back to New Japan. I can see that. I think they're building up to him turning heel. Like, it seems inevitable that he is going to turn heel. But yeah, so more criticisms from this show that needs to be reaffirmed. Far too many squash matches. Matt Menard is again in action. They're not using Roosh in a main event program. And it took too long to get Bandido back on TV. But what an appearance for him. Now, appraisals. Good show formula. I really like the layout of the show. I'm liking the mixture of talent they're using. This was another show, there was no Chris Jericho. We only got one of that clown show. And that was Brian Keefe. He had a great match. We've gotten further development with Timeless Tony Storm versus Mariah May. Now you've got the Luther factor back. I find that's very well done. I have a weird theory about him. Another good performance from Kyle Fletcher. I think they're gearing to him taking a title soon. I really am thinking they're gearing up to him taking a title. But it was well done, this show. But it's momentum that's important. You've got to keep the momentum going, otherwise you'll fall flat. No, see, I missed this version of Chris Jericho. If I want to see Chris Jericho be serious, then I want this. As I've always called him, I miss Bockwinkel Jericho. This version of Jericho was legit cool. Or you give me this guy back. You do not give me this. This is utter pish. Get rid of this gimmick. Or just retire. It is bloody painful. Oh, and shock horror. Apparently soon, a certain Burger King is close to returning. Les Jericho was actually not bad. Wait, what? Why is that shown on my feed? That is stupid. I just want to have a look at something for everybody before I ask any further questions, before we pack up tonight. Okay, I think we can end on the funniest tweet of the night. Drop some emoji, guys. Drop someone. This is for Vince Russo, I think. I don't think it's Eric Bischoff. I think it's Vince Russo. But even so, Gabe Kidd has absolutely destroyed him. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Anyway, let's have a quick look. Has there been any updates? Okay. Okay. This is interesting. Also, what on earth is Karrion Kross doing trending? Let's have a look. Alright, fair enough. His fit wife is there. Alright, never mind. That's some line from Vince Russo. Vince Russo has alleged WWE holding back Karrion Kross because he is smarter than Triple H. He's so creative that the creative team there cannot touch him. To be fair, that is true. Karrion Kross is a whole lot smarter than them. But now, let's see if we can find some updated stuff. Damn. Blazing baddie in your nightmares. Well, you're not really, are you? Right, right, I don't want this stuff. I want some updates. Oh, there you go. AJ Styles will be on Raw Netflix tomorrow from Nashville. Funnily enough, that is where TNA started. Yeah, he'll be in the chamber. I agree. This is also starting next week as well. Again, why is this lump of crap involved, and why is this idiot on there as well? It should be just you, and you. Get this fraud and get this twat off. Absolute disgrace. See if I can find any more updates. Still looking, hold on. But yeah, in the space of 3 days, WWE has released 12 talents. Why is this a triple threat match? What the hell? Why is this a triple threat? This is not a joke. This isn't Survivor Series 2009. What the hell? Weird.
Advantage has been get your fucking foot off of there.
Depends. No crave at all. I'm actually going to reply. This isn't Survivor Series 2. This isn't Survivor Series. I'm actually going to quote that stupid thing. They are a tag team. They are. I'm having a look see who else is there. Well, here's another thing for you guys for tomorrow. In advance, just to let you know. This is bankrupt creative. Jesus Christ. I know what we'll do. Before we wrap up tonight, we'll have one laugh. Catherine, Jesus Christ, that's criminal. Okay, we've got two things to look at first. Here's one. Explain to me why is there none of his Brock Lesnar losses? You know, I'm actually going to quote that. Any more you want to add in here, guys? I can think of so many, but I'm just looking at fundamentally. Let me just quickly crop that for 2 seconds. Not even a single AJ Styles message. What the hell? What is it with all these? Oh yeah, she probably will be. 100%. Oh, he definitely did destroy it. Wade Barrett has never recovered. But there's 6 already I can think of. Oh yeah, 100% Lark. 100%. That's tragic. Ooh, okay. Seth Rollins on the Rock. Speaking of overrated, if you can't see him, I've got something to show you. So he says, do I think he can get in there and do one or a couple more? Absolutely. He was in prime condition and ready to go. He was an incredible performer that night. It was an honor for me to be in the ring with him. That's a guy who is a Hall of Famer and a legend in our business. He's on the board of directors now as well. So he's continuing to help that side of the business. It was a fun ride getting in there and be able to stomp the crap out of The Rock. To be fair, I'm a big Rock fan. I do like Rollins, even though he's a bit of a dork at times, but that is a very good. Oh, look. But it's a good image. Big Man Matthew, nice graphic. Now, what I was going to show you. That's just weird. There's a bit of humor for you. Seriously, golf chicks. Or on that limb, like they know themselves. They get it. You can buy that, by the way. Like, this is real. That is a John Cena figure that you can physically buy in stores, and it's designed to be you can't see him. What's up, lovely? How are you? Good seeing you. Reece, can you pull the Plymouth Liverpool result? Oh, you are a trolling bastard, but I fucking love it. But I do one better. Exactly. Just for you guys. I mean, at least we can make it past the 4th round. How fitting is it that it's an ex-Rangers player that scored the winning goal against Liverpool? Hold that, you bastards. Oh, he does. I think we need to look at some bad faith individuals before we go out tonight. What do you think? Oh, those were the days. Oh, those were the days. Right. Where were we? Right, let me get what I'm looking for and then I'll reshoot that. Same. So now, let me just quickly stop sharing for 2 seconds. Because I want to get Catherine to shout at someone. Ooh, okay, Catherine, I want your opinion on this. I mean, apart from that, that is creepy. He's actually, see, this annoys me that he agrees with me about Bandido. Madness. Madness. Now, what do I want to see from this partnership, Billy? Great question. Because he agrees with me about Bandido. Now, what do I want to see from this partnership? TNA get their talent back, get their producers back, and get to run things, but not get mugged. I want to see it be a proper partnership, that's all. I'm not sure what is going to be the end goal, but I have some elements I've said before what I would like to see. I want it to be a proper partnership. I don't want it to be one company using the other for its expense. I want to see it genuinely be fruitful. I want to see the likes of AJ Styles, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Roode at some point reappear, Jeremy Borash, Abyss, Nick Aldis, Petey Williams. I want to see them all back in TNA, even if it's an induction to their Hall of Fame, or at least one or two more matches. That's what I want to see. Oh, it's been a partnership since the end of the year, end of last year. So do I. But I hope the same for every promotion. I want to see I want to see something bizarre for I want to see some new partnerships that lead to some success across the board. Like, you know what's mad? I want to see I want to see AEW partner with the NWA. AEW had TNA had a good partnership with with NWA. I'd like AEW to do the same. I think it would be really cool. Now, thanks to my boys over at Kobe on TV. So this is a plug for them. So Catherine, feel free to do the same. To let them know I've plugged them a bit. Do check out these guys. They are really, really good. But they have provided the updated match card for Grand Slam next week. So that's your Grand Slam Australia card for Saturday. And yeah, Noah, there is the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be really interesting. Across the board, I do think that's a good match card. I like them as heels. I do like them as heels. That's if they do something with them, which is the only thing. Let's see if he's getting mugged off. Let's have a look. Okay, that was a shock. Some things just pop up and you don't expect it. But I want to close it with this question, guys, before we go. And then we are going to get out of here. Do you agree with this or not? I think if you're being honest, it probably is. But hey ho. Tomorrow, gaming streams return. So I will see you all. We've now gone 2 hours. Collision was good. TNA was good. Dynamite was good. Raw was better than SmackDown by a small margin. Ring of Honor was weak this week. Honestly, it was another decent week for wrestling. But, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I've been your grand judge and executioner, your host for the evening, Reece. Thank you for tuning in with me. Liverpool have exited the FA Cup. And we all celebrate. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. A pleasure. You're welcome anytime. But I will see you all tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. And look after yourselves. Goodbye, Billy.